Why, hello everybody, and welcome to Go F.O.C Yourself, our weekly final order cutoff show here at The Beat. My name is Brandon. I co-own a store called Variant Edition, graphic novels and comics up here in the frigid norths of Canada. As always, we're going through the final order cutoffs. It's going to be a quick one this week. I don't think I'll talk about everything in detail, not the second prints and all that kind of stuff. Got my vaccine yesterday. Very excited about that. My first vaccine. We're going a little bit slower on the vaccines in Canada here than they are in the States. So there's that happening. But I've got a bit of that brain fog happening due to the vaccine. As we all know, that means that things are at work, that the body is working while we're walking around. Developing some good old-fashioned antibodies. So that's going to be awesome. So yeah, please bear with me as we kind of burn through this week because I'm feeling very loopy, and hopefully we'll get through this with a solid state of mind. As always, there are some rules that we have here. One, stories first, collecting second. We will be talking about stories to experience more than the different things to collect. We might mention the things to collect occasionally, but there's a whole lot of resources for collecting out there, including various things. Again, my brain, boink, not working. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. As always, helpful information is always welcome. We'll pop that up if you got a comment, whether you're watching here on YouTube Live or you're watching on Facebook Live. Just do up a comment. And if it's helpful, I'll pop it up on the screen and add that to the discourse. If it is not helpful information, it will not be acknowledged unless you address me as Comics Daddy, and maybe not even then if I deem it just super not helpful. Y'all, there's a whole bunch of other places where you can be a ding-dong, and rule number 4, don't be a ding-dong. Standard rule, don't be a jerk, and we'll all get along just fine. I will be getting this stuff ready for you shortly. We'll be going over the diamond orders first. And then we will be going through to Lunar and Universal. As always, Universal is a Canadian-based company that will, as of October, also be carrying Marvel. So that will be a very important section coming up if you are in Canada and are one of those places who are, a little miffed that you have to order from multiple places and you do mostly Marvel and DC stuff. This is an elegant solution to use Universal, which is going to be working out for you quite freaking well. Screen share time. I'm doing pretty okay with this, considering that my brain sucks right now. All right, is that working? Looks like it is. I don't have things all set up separately like I usually do, so please bear with me if you have some comments. And when you do have comments, please, if you're talking about something specifically, mention the comic, because there is a delay on here as well. So Image, the 12th issue of Ant is coming out. If you haven't seen the first 11 issues, that's because the first 11 issues came out, at least 8-10 years ago at this point. It's been a long time. Eric Larson is wrapping up the original Ant story and will be using the character going forward, I believe, in August. So that's something to keep in mind for folks from back in the day that really enjoy the character that's come back. Birthright is on its final issue. I love that series. Real good twist on the kid goes to mythical realm, comes back mythos. Cain and Abel, I'm very excited for. It's got Shaky Cain and Krent Abel doing just some weirdness for a good, what does it say, 72 pages? I think it's on the cover. It's on the cover. I'm like, I think I saw it somewhere. It's not in the solicitation. It's because it's on the cover. I love their work. It's super weird. I was able to read a bit of a preview of this stuff, and it is super bizarre. If you like this aesthetic and maybe a bit weirdness in your superheroes, this is a book to try out. Oh yeah, you know what? I should try and set this up differently. Sorry, bear with me for 2 seconds. Because if I do it the way that I'm doing it, you can't see when I open up the windows. Like some kind of dum-dum. Thank you all for bearing with me with my COVID brain. Well, not my COVID brain, my vaccine brain. Share this other screen because we're going to do the full window. That's what we want. Cool. Now you'll be able to see when I actually show you the stuff. Brains. Fun. Oh, 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton, #1, coming out. Following the fake adventures of the 6 sidekicks of a dude, a jerk, as it says, the world's most unlikable action star, and his 6 sidekicks from different eras of television who are coming together to solve a mystery of the man's death. But as it says, how can you catch a murder when almost everyone hated the victim? These sidekicks are going to learn what it means to be the stars of the show. That is, if any of them can survive the stuntman war. Da-na-na. Kyle Starks is the king of wild action movie comic stuff. Sex Castle, amazing. Assassination, amazing. And so many other things. Ricky Thunder, also amazing. And Chris Schweitzer is just a drawing dynamo. They worked together on Mars Attacks book for Dynamite. That was really, really good. So if you want to laugh, if you want a good laugh, and like some good action hero shenanigans, 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton is going to be right up your alley. Dark Horse has a Bacon and Other Monstrous Tales coming out. It is a collection of Troy Nixie stuff. As always, it's going to be super bizarre. Highly recommend that. Secret Land is coming out here. We have from Christopher Emgard and Tomas Aria, Hitler's Dead. Ben and Catherine are supposed to be together happy, but instead, Ben fights the war in the Pacific with the relentless heroism of one who believes his fiancée was killed in action. Yet Catherine lives, undercover and about to arrive at the Third Reich's last bastion. Something is waiting there for her, for all of them, and it is hungry. Cosmic horror from the creators of The Whispering Dark, which I believe came out from Humanoids back in the day, but I'm not 100%. And again, doing it quick today, so I'm not gonna look it up. Also, the Victories Omnibus. Michael A. von Oming has done a somewhat violent superhero pastiche a few years back, and this has all of it in it. I really dig that story as well. Canto 2, the collection is coming out. Everybody is loving Canto stuff. Can't blame them because it's good. Delicacy coming out from the top shelf area of IDW from James Albon. Rare and delicious fungi spell trouble for this ambitious restaurateur in this sumptuously painted graphic novel from one of Scotland's most imaginative young cartoonists. This thrilling page turner, a fascinating glimpse into the high-pressure world of big city restaurants, is must-read for foodies, Anglophiles, Food Network fans, and those with a taste for beautiful, terrible people. Tulip and his brother Rowan have left the simple comforts of their remote Scottish island with a plan to grow succulent organic vegetables in the idyllic market garden and to open a restaurant serving these wholesome culinary delights to the busy sprawl of London. The world of fine dining seems impossibly competitive until they discover a deliciously scrumptious new species of mushroom. This dish brings diners in droves, catapulting their small restaurant to success beyond their wildest dreams. Now pressured by the demands of a hungry city, Tulip is desperate to crack the secret of their new ingredients' growth. But just how much will he sacrifice to feed his own insatiable ambition? I will skip the rest of this. There's a lot of information here. If you go to Previews World, Final Orders, you can take a deeper look at all of this stuff here. The Mirror Universe collection from Star Trek TNG is coming out. A couple of amazing stories if you like some Mirror Universe stories for yourself. And Transformers Annual is coming out. for folks digging that book, it will tie in with the main series. So be aware. DC will do when we get to Lunar and Universal. Over here, we have some second prints here for Beta Ray Bill and a Black Widow. And some reprints in general. The X-Men Gala stuff is happening. If you want all of the X-Men Gala stuff, it is all happening right now. Let your store know, because they've already placed the first week of orders, and it is all running through all the X-Men titles. It looks to be a fun romp and series, so just keep in mind on that. Heroes Reborn #1 is getting a second printing for those who missed out on it. I can see why, because issue 6 is also being solicited at the same time, because it's coming out weekly. So if you do not have your orders in, if you don't know if you like it already, and sometimes that's the case when you can't go to a comic store on a weekly basis. If you got an inkling, let your comic store know, and try and work with them to see if they can get you all the comics. If not, you'll be waiting for some second prints, but it looks like Marvel's going to be doing some good stuff for you. Here's Reborn. Night Gwen takes on Spider-Gwen in a decidedly Batman role. That's going to be a very interesting book for folks to read. I have the most interest in this one as the spin-off one-shot. That one has been far and away the most popular, and that's because Spider-Gwen is dope as hell. Heroes Reborn, Squadron Savage is basically the Savage Avengers pastiche for the Heroes Reborn universe. So you might want to keep in mind your Savage Avengers files, or if you're a reader, if you like Savage Avengers, you might want to check that out. The Marvelverse She-Hulk trade paperback coming out for all ages, usually a mishmash of stuff from around, some original appearances and bits and pieces along the way. Good introduction for younger readers when the She-Hulk series starts coming out later this year. If Marvel stays true to how they've been releasing some stuff, this will be in print until the She-Hulk show starts. So maybe load up and keep a good stock if you are a retailer. The Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters story is running through all of the Star Wars books. I have been catching a lot of folks wanting the whole run, so maybe leave a little bit of wiggle room if you're a retailer for the War of the Bounty Hunter stuff. The main series is all a person needs. Please stress that to folks. But if they want the whole story, they're going to be interested in the 4 different ongoing Star Wars books that are also coming out. To that end, there is a second printing of Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1 coming out as well, and the Marvel's second printing. Web of Spider-Man #1's coming out. This is based off of a Disney land ride / project. As always with these series, I find a lot of stores skip them because they're like, media tie-in. There is a whole crowd of Disneyland park fans, and they're hungrier than ever. So keep in mind when you're doing orders, keep a little extra aside, because you will get calls. That's just going to happen. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep that in mind as we go forward for that series. And X-Men does its own gala story. This is the final, I believe, Jonathan Hickman issue of X-Men before he moves on to a new X-Line title in the summer. Also, the Young Avengers Omnibus orders are due now. It will be out in, I want to say, late September. Early October. So this is something to keep in mind, because this will be one of the first books that will be carried by Penguin Random House. So keep that in mind. That's why Penguin wanted y'all to sign up for accounts last week, because October is when they start doing this. So if you're ordering through Diamond, you'll probably still get some lingering stuff on a question mark scale of discount, because Diamond still hasn't let us know what that discount will be, whereas Penguin has assured us that they're doing the 50% off for retailers plus free shipping. Not as good as what people were getting for discount, but the free shipping should offset most folks' stuff. The extra covers for Betty Page and Curse of the Banshee are coming out. Dynamite Lives #1 is a big crossover of a lot of licensed properties that Diamond has, including Vampirella, Red Sonja, and Army of Darkness. if you want to see those mashed up with some zombie stuff, the Dynamite series has been running. There will be a collection, and the second series is starting very shortly. There's a facsimile-ish cover, presentation of Red Sonja #1 from 1977 that will be coming out, and something similar for... No, I think this is a new story. Yeah, it's a new story. Red Sonja at 1982. Sorry, again, got some wild vaccine brain happening here. So keep that one in mind as well. Scrolling. Boom has a whole bunch of second printings, so if you want to catch up on the Dune series, you absolutely can. Eve is also getting a second printing. I know for folks who are looking to grab stuff at variant edition, hey, we got a thing here. We've got a thing here. We still have first prints available. Words. Good luck. #1. It looks like they're intermixing some covers here. So be aware when you're ordering that you will be given access to 2 different covers. I do like them both. But the whole story for Good Luck. What if luck was quantifiable and something everyone was born with? Everyone except the unfortunates, teenagers born with absolutely zero luck. Now, with the world mysteriously plunged into chaos and reality itself threatened, they will be our only hope to save the world. Our last hope is those with no chance of success. The only thing anyone can wish them is good luck. A bold new original series for fans of Seven Secrets and Runaways from Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simone. About defying fate against impossible odds. Very cool. There's also going to be a foil for those of you chasing those shiny books. All right, that looks like that batch there. Of course, folks want to be aware of the 3rd collection of Something is Killing the Children coming out. We have been assured that a second print will be at various distributors on June 2nd. So keep in mind that. Everything's Archie by Fred Van Lente and I believe Dan Parent. I like this cover the most, so I'm clicking on that one because I love me some Ben Caldwell. Yeah, it is Dan Parent. Of course, it's Dan Parent. First issue of an all-new series of 80th anniversary one-shots. To retain the rights to these various names, everything Archie. That's why you see Marvel every now and then just be like Tales to Astonish in it so that they can keep the copyright, the trademark on those while putting out product. But a lot of times they fill things with interesting stuff like this one where Fred Van Lente does a scathing take on the gig economy. I read some of it. It's freaking hilarious. And the back has a reprint of a story about Betty in the distant year 2021 doing school from home on computers. Originally printed way back in the day, kind of predicting the future, really wild. And so I highly recommend folks check this out because it is going to be entertaining as hell. And I think a lot of y'all will want to experience some of that. Aftershock has Bunny Mask #1 from Paul Tobin and Andrea Muti. Sealed in a cave before the dawn of man, released by a crazed madman, Bunny Mask walks our world once more. But for what dark purpose does she use her unnatural powers? And what's her connection to Bea Foster, a young girl murdered by her father 14 years ago? In order to save his life and his sanity, one man must discover the truth of what waits behind the mask. Writer Paul Tobin and artist Andrea Muti unleash an eons old legend upon an unsurprising or unsuspecting world, one that'll make your most horrific nightmares feel like a walk in the park. Going to be a nice, creepy book. Colder has some of the creepiest imagery I've seen in comics. I highly recommend seeking that out. I don't know how much of it's in print right now, but definitely look it up. Colder by Paul Tobin and I believe Juan Herrera. Herrera, yeah. I will stop and talk about the Silver Sprocket book, because Silver Sprocket deserves a whole bunch of love. Heart-Shaped Tears by Abby Jane. Girls are tired, jaded, and the last reminders of glittering purity, not dumb sexual purity, but light and love and laughing in beds and sneaking out. Comics, illustrations, aliens, elves, boys who don't text back, words, and cartoons from the sci-fi sad girl, Abby Jane. Abby. A-B. If you're missing out on Gotham, Nottingham, there's some reprints coming out. I know everyone will be shorted on Nottingham number 3. We've been trying to keep up with our customers, adding, and it's really hard to do because normally Mad Cave stuff is not on final order cutoff. Diamond needs to cut the crap on this kind of thing and let people set their print runs to when their books are printed. That is just standard. Just do it, you lazy butts. Anyways, if you have customers champing at the bit to get some issues and you're like, hey, supply is low, get them on the second prints, third prints, fourth prints. If they don't want them, then they don't want the story and they can go looking. They're not your customer. But if you want the story, this is a way to get it. Get it into your head. Nottingham is basically a morality flip on Robin Hood, with the hero being the sheriff and Robin Hood being kind of a dink. Space Pirate Captain Harlock #1 coming out from Legendary. Leiji Matsumoto, along with Jerome Alqui, comes an epic new story set in the timeline of the original series. This brand new Captain Harlock adventure marks the beginning of a new story arc. Planet Earth is threatened by an upcoming invasion by the Silverdrees, and despite being banished as a pirate, Captain Harlock won't give up trying to save the world. This time, the source of danger comes directly from Earth, not outer space. A team of scientists discovers a mausoleum where they find information about a terrifying genetic manipulations and destructive power capable of either providing the silver, I can't do it, with immortality or putting an end to their civilization. The unprecedented cold spell hitting Earth might be only a taste of what the new enemy has in store. Will Captain Harlock and his crew manage to solve this mystery and save the Earth from yet another menace? Who knows? You will when you read that comic. White is back on here. I'm assuming for order adjustments. This is a continuation of Black. We've talked about this before. Definitely look at the final order cutoff page for more information. Like I said, normally I would go so much deeper into all of these, but today is not that day because brain. All right, we're gonna flip things a little bit to our next section. Let me get that banner going for lunar orders. This is for folks who need to set some orders by Sunday. Haven't mentioned this, but those are the retailer deadlines. Retailers might have different deadlines for folks who are ordering so that they can get the orders due. It's no help if we get the orders due right when our orders are due. We can't adjust that in a second. So get those orders in early and contact your store to see what those levels will be. But I don't think there was much to talk about for this F.O.C. other than making sure all y'all know about a couple things here, like the Perhaps Nots. The first issue of Volume 2, they're putting these out as the nonstop from Scout, which means that you can get a taste of an upcoming graphic novel. I love the Perhaps Nots from back when they were at Image. I love that they have a place at DC. It's somewhat dark, somewhat comedic, take on some cryptids, solving some crimes. Represent is also coming out here. It is collecting a bunch of digital shorts that, as it says, celebrating powerful voices. New voices represent relevant, topical visions of social change and personal histories, some true to life, while others are semi-fictionalized accounts of real experiences. All have one thing in common: innovative styles and compelling stories, which examine how our culture builds understanding, tracing the society's arc towards justice as we evolve in the pursuit of a more just and compassionate world. So a lot of talents here. There's a lot to go into. I highly recommend going to lunardistribution.com and digging into more. These stories have been wonderful, have been vital, and have been, if you have been looking on, if you're in the States and doing DC's Infinite platform, they have been free for you, outside of your subscription, basically. So pretty cool. Very happy to see this collected and these stories there. They do not focus on superheroes. They focus on real freaking people. It's very good to get into your heads. And also out this week, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Retailers have been sent PDFs. If you're a retailer and haven't read this PDF, do it. It's a new Tom King with Bilquis Evely doing the art. They did the Cy Spurrier run of The Dreaming and worked on Greg Rucka's most recent run on Wonder Woman. Absolutely incredible art. This is Tom King taking his sort of his stylings for short run series and applying it to Supergirl in sort of a big high sci-fi fantasy way. Very interesting to read. It's not going to be for everybody. I've seen some Supergirl people being like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, and you might not. But it is going to be Tom King's next sort of like big idea, and that for retailers should be something to keep an eye on, given how well his miniseries tend to do for everybody. And I believe that is that for there. We're going to go to Universal. Universal, of course, requires their orders to be in a little bit earlier because they need to shoot those numbers off to Lunar. And if they don't have those in properly, then they can't do that. So I want Universal to be a full partner in distribution and have their own F.O.C date that they don't have to be beholden to another company. But, you know, we live how we live as it is. Ordering through Universal saves you a whole heck ton on shipping because it's coming to you direct from freaking Canada, which is really nice. All right, we've got the trade paperback collection of Batman the Dark Prince Charming. It was a European series that has finally been collected in a soft cover over here. Highly recommend people check it out and look up this dude's art. It is gorgeous. And if you're looking for a just absolutely outstanding tour de force of art and story, you're going to want to look into that book. Claire and the Dragons #1 from the Scoot imprint. Which means it's all ages. We've got the villagers talk about the crazy old hermit, Longtire, who lives in the caves. They say he stands guard against dragons that will never come, creatures that exist only in his mind. Young Claire is the only one who believes him and has befriended the old outcast. She doesn't realize that he has been training her to fight and telling her the ancient stories for a special reason. Longtire wants Claire to take his place and save the ungrateful people who mock them both. Soon, their laughter will be replaced with cries for help, and one brave girl, armed with only her fighting staff, will be the villagers' last hope. Enjoy the first issue of this non-stop title, followed by the entire story collected soon after in one volume. I really like the non-stop format. Releasing a single issue to give people a taste to see if they want a book, and then doing a larger thing, especially if you want an all ages taste. Getting that for $2 American is a pretty good deal, and you could do a whole freaking lot worse. I'm in the wrong screen, I think. Brandon's COVID brain. Doing it live. Yeah, I'm in the wrong screen. Look at that. That's the thing I was talking about before. That was the thing I was talking about just now. $2. Such a great deal. Long Lost gets a prestige edition. A nice full collection. Cosmic Horror meets Ghost World. In Long Lost, the haunted story of two strange sisters who find themselves drawn back to their small southern hometown to unlock the disturbing mysteries that are hidden there, with all the roads leading back to their enigmatic, secretive mother. Join Scout in this new prestige edition, the first two issues of the acclaimed series, featuring a new cover by Sweeney Boo. A bit of an oversized edition there from Scout, one of the first that they've done. Static. Season 1 is starting to come out with Vita Ayala, Chris Cross, and Nicholas Draper Ivy. I'm very excited for the return of Milestone and the featuring of new vital voices for this universe. I love Static Shock from the TV series that I watched when I was younger. I'm very excited to experience more of him here. There should be a preview PDF happening on Wednesday, and for folks, variant edition folks, will be trying to talk about that before your orders are due on Thursday. And the Wonder Woman Black and Gold, continuing the series of anthology stories that have done with Batman Black and White and Superman Red and Blue. We've got Wonder Woman with a host of great creators, as you can see here. Very excited for that to come out and for folks to experience a lot of great smaller stories with Wonder Woman. And finally, the Mariko Tamaki and all of these artists doing that Wonder Woman story from last year with Max Lord. It was a wonderful story. I'm excited to see it all in one collection and for it to be available for folks. Looks like coming in June. All right, that's going to do it for me. Wow, clocking in at a solid 30 minutes. Real quick, for what this usually goes, thank you all for watching. Thank you for coping with me. I hope you are all doing well. I will hopefully be doing a lot better. But, of course, I regret nothing. I want my body to be prepared. I am going to still keep away from any situation that might bring me COVID, protect myself using masks and distance, and just trying to keep myself safe and you folks safe. I hope that you all do that too. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to have a nap. I'm going to pick up Danica, and I'm going to prepare some lunch for the rest of the week. And yeah, that's going to be what's going to happen. All right, folks. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all again soon. Bye.